Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for another poetry discussion. This is a poetry discussion over Charles Bukowski, as he is found in The People Look Like Flowers at Last. On the whole, I would have to say that of the poetry collections from Charles Bukowski that I have read, The People Look Like Flowers at Last is probably my least favorite. But here we are. This comes to us from page 213. It is The Creation Coffin, and it reads as such. The ability to suffer and endure. That's nobility, my friend. The ability to suffer and endure for an idea, a feeling, a way. That's art, my friend. The ability to suffer and endure when love fails. That's hell, old friend. Nobility, art, and hell. Let's talk about art for a while. Destiny is my crippled daughter. Look here. It's difficult. Me against them. With them. Kafka, let me in. Hemingway, beware. Hegel, you're funny. Cervantes, you mean you wrote that novel at the age of 80? Great writers are indecent people. They live unfairly, saving the best part for paper. Good human beings save the world so that bastards like me can keep creating art, become immortal. If you are reading this after I am long dead, it means I made it. So writers of the world, it's your turn now to misuse your wife, abuse your children, love thyself. Live off the funds of others, dislike all art created before and during your time, and dislike or even hate humanity, singly or in mass. Bastards, even if you read this after I am long dead, forget about me. I probably wasn't that good. I have long made the argument that you don't want your artists being great people. Captain America wouldn't write great poetry, but Dr. Doom probably could. The philosophy of Thor is simple. The philosophy of Thanos is interesting. There are very few things in this world that I believe more wholly than that. Why? Because I think that it takes someone who knows depth to be able to describe it. Nietzsche said that if you look long enough into the abyss stares back at you. Nietzsche knew the abyss. Nietzsche looked into the abyss. Nietzsche incorporated the abyss and was able to describe it in such a fashion that here we are 150 years after his death, and we're still arguing over the son of a bitch. In the 1880s, 1881, I think. Is that right? Maybe not. It's off the top of my head. I believe that's right. The argument that I have made is that it takes someone who knows the depths of darkness to be able to appreciate the light. Here we have a bit of a different argument from Bukowski. That it is the ability to suffer and endure for an idea, a feeling, or a way. I'm not sure I 100% agree with the for part there. I think that artists are more often than not probably simply observant. I think that most artists with which I have interacted do not partake in an ideal per se. I think that they partake in a compulsion. The compulsion to paint, the compulsion to play music, the compulsion to write. I think that that is what is most prevalent among artists. And if you if you read great artists' thoughts on this, they often contradict themselves, and that's why I'm pretty sure that it's not for an ideal that artists suffer, but that they observe throughout that suffering. For example, one small one, Stephen King says, don't use adverbs. Pick up any Stephen King, open it to any page, count the number of adverbs on the left page and its kissing right page. I guarantee you that you will find at least one. That is a large wager to make when speaking about someone who has written 16 times as much as God. When you talk about Hemingway, certainly had ideals about his writing and about those things which a writer must do. A writer has to wake up and type at his keyboard for 4 hours like Hemingway did. There's no way he did that after setting record numbers of downed mojitos at bar after bar. So I think that it is not for an idea, a feeling, or a way that artists suffer. I think that it is through compulsion and subject to observation that artists do that. But that said, I really do agree with the fact that artists are probably bastards. Good ones, anyway. Probably rotten sons of bitches. But for a little bit of a different reason than Hemingway tells us.